these 2 days, this weekend, we are going to understand. These are the writing skills that we are going to understand. Okay. We will understand a few writing skills, and we will also understand get digital with something, right? We will also understand the digital aspect of content. So this is the part that we understand in the writing skills, and this is the part that we will understand in the digital skills. Okay. So now we will add the digital skills also. So what is the first thing that writing skills required? So when you went to Grammarly, it asked you to set some tone. Yes or no? You go to Grammarly, you try new content. Yeah, let me just show you. You go to Grammarly, you try new content. Okay, so when you go here and you type something, it will ask you to set the tone, right? Adjust goals. Can you see here tone, domain, formality, all of that? Intent.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, well, a few things are available on free and a few things are available on paid. So I work on a paid version, obviously. So I have everything open for me, but a few things will not be open for you. Maybe the domain will not be open for you, right? The domain will not be open for you because it is only available at the paid version, right? So what do you have to do? What is tone in writing now? What do you understand by tone?
Kind of a feeling, intense or casual.
Way the content has been put up.
Formal, informal.
Okay.
How do you want to sound when people are hearing you?
How do you want to sound exactly? How do you want to sound when people are hearing you? But this is not about hearing. This is more about writing.
Reading about
Reading you.
Yeah, this is more about writing and reading. So how do you set your tone in reading? You know, how do you set your tone in reading?
Ma'am, how exactly are the reader's perception, I guess? How are the readers perceiving your article? How are they reading?
Okay, so the communication also, when you communicate with the reader, since content has to, when you're writing content, you need to communicate with the reader. You don't have a choice, because if you're not communicating with the reader will leave your content there and they will not read it. So what you have to do is that you have to, when I'm speaking to you, you are able to see my expressions. I am angry, I'm happy, I'm smiling, everything. I'm sarcastic.
Yes, yes.
Everything you can see, but when you are reading, how will you set it?
And the kind of words we use in the sentence.
Words
Emotional words.
To express our emotions.
The diction that we use.
Yeah, so I'll show you how let's just take a do not walk on the grass. I request you to not walk on the grass. I thought you were educated enough not to ruin the grass. The grass greener, the better. What am I trying to say in 4 sentences?
One sounds to be rude.
One
What is one message that I am giving in all the sentences?
Different
not walk on the
emotions.
Do not walk on the glass.
Not to walk on same message but
Not
different.
same message. Here I am authoritatively telling you, please, I am authoritatively telling you, don't walk on the grass. Right. Here I am pleading you. Here I am sarcastic. Right? Here I am happy. Right? So there are tones will set the emotion, expression, diction, thing with the reader, right? So while writing, it also depends that, what kind of words you are choosing. So when I say, this is, I like your content. I never knew you could write so well. Not bad. Right? And then I say that this is good. You are indeed a Good writer. What am I saying? Am I not saying the same thing to you?
Yes.
I'm actually saying the same thing to you, but this is negative. So when we say na that it's not about what you speak, it is about how you speak, right? So similarly, when it comes to content, it is more about how you present, the tone, the tone will set the content in a way that the reader will perceive or interpret it. Now, how do you set your tone? Setting tones, choice of words. So when you say not bad and you say good, this becomes pessimistic, and the second one, the good, becomes positive. This becomes optimistic. And when you say maybe and you say I might not, which one is more likely? Okay, let me just write the full sentence. When I say that maybe I don't want to attend the class today. So, and you say that maybe I will attend the class today, right? Maybe you say that maybe I'll attend the class today. I attend the class today. I might not attend the class today. Any difference in expression? I'm saying the same thing.
Yes, yes. The first one is like positive. More
So
chances
which
of
one tells
attending
you that I can attend the class, and which one tells you that I will not attend the class?
second.
Second one.
Second one says that I will not attend the class. I'm sounding pretty certain that I'm not going to attend the class. So this is how you set the tone in reading. So what you write makes a lot of impact on reader, right? So it is important that you set your tone. So you use a choice of words. So when I say this is positive. This gives an idea that, okay, I may attend the class. But when I say this, I sound certain that I'm not attending the class anyway, right? I'm sounding a little more certain, okay? Right? Fine. So choice of words is indeed important. And then you set your tone with punctuation. How? What's the difference in two sentences? Pay attention to comma.
Okay. And the second one is not clear and the first one is clearer.
Aha, acha.
Is the comma place
One
here to stop?
Ma'am, one is saying ki don't let them go,
Yeah.
and one is stop, don't
them
and
go.
let
Don't
them
let
go.
them go.
Don't let
Yeah,
them
one
go.
is to stop and one is
And
to.
second one is
not
don't
let
let
them
them
Oh,
go.
one comma change the entire meaning. Yes or no?
Yes.
So
Yes.
Yes,
now
ma'am.
do you know how important the placement of punctuation is? Yes or no? So a missing comma will put your content on toss. That will call comma, the comma splice. What do you call the comma splice? Comma splice is when you are not putting a comma between two independent clauses. That becomes a comma splice. Comma splice usually kills your content. Please don't do a lot of people have not implemented the comma splice in their write-ups. I think I have mailed it to them. I don't take I remember the names personally, but then I will not take the names. But then please, I have responded to all your mails, and I have seen that a lot of people have not actually implemented the comma. And I wonder, somebody sent me the content, a few of you sent me the content without running it on Grammarly. And I wonder why. I really wonder why. You could have done it. So this is not something that you should actually practice using Grammarly a lot, because then you will realize. So the score that came on Grammarly, that Grammarly showed a score of 46, and I was so disappointed. I feel that it's not about you. I feel that I have failed as a trainer. Was I not clear? Right? I was pretty clear how to use Grammarly. So you should have. Please run your content on Grammarly before sending it to me. Okay, so this is what tone can be set. So when you are choosing punctuation, please ensure that there is a comma. There is never a missing comma, a missing full stop, or a missing semicolon. Right? A few things that you set your tone right with is capitalization. I have seen a lot of people doing, capitalizing unnecessary words. So you have to be consistent. So capitalization happens in what? Headings and subheadings. So if first word is capitalized, all the words will be capitalized, excluding the transition words. You can exclude to use the transition words to capitalize them, but please capitalize them because your tone will set wrong, right? Don't use ellipses in headings, never. Not a great idea. Unless you're writing a story. Even in stories, you don't find it. I don't write it, honestly. Right? So capitalization is also important. Only the proper nouns are capitalized. Okay? So please don't do that. So choice of words, punctuation, capitalization, all of this is important when you're setting your tones. How many types of tones can it be? How many of types of tones can it be?
Emotional.
Friendly, ma'am, angry,
Sarcastic.
Sarcastic.
happy, sarcastic, yeah, of course.
Friendly.
Sarcastic. Friendly.
Let's just say understand formal versus informal at the first place. So do not is formal writing. Don't is informal writing. Okay, understand? Then using contractions is usually used in informal writing. Then formal words, informal words are a few informal words that I'll take that up later, but then a few words like suddenly, always informal, don't use it. I don't use it. I don't even use it informal, right? And then you have so, instead use however, therefore, this is informal. You can use however, therefore, nevertheless, all of that, okay? So a few words are informal and a few are formals, okay? So you can set the tone with formal and informal words, okay? And then coming on to optimistic and pessimistic. So when you say not bad, it is pessimistic or optimistic?
Pessimistic.
Pessimistic. Optimistic is?
Good.
Good. Right, good, great. So optimistic and pessimistic. There is sarcastic. There is funny. Remember Twinkle Khanna's tweet when Padmavat was relieved and Karni Sena said that, okay, we are going to behead Sanjay Leela Bhansali if he releases the film. Remember her tweet? Anybody? Do you follow anybody on Twitter?
No, ma'am.
No, no, not really. Follow some wonderful writers. You will get to learn a lot. I still remember her tweet. She said that is this beheading fee inclusive of GST? Mr. Modi had launched GST just a month ago.
Yes.
Right. So that was her tweet. Is this beheading fee inclusive of GST? This is what? Sarcastic or funny?
Sarcastic.
Sarcastic. Right, it's sarcastic. So this is how you set your tone. If you want to master the sarcastic tone, just read Twinkle Khanna. You know, she is at her wittiest self. So I still remember a few of her these things. See, we did a research on dengue, and we found out that the dengue is always caused by the female mosquito. So here also the mother has to work. Right, so that was a tweet. So here also, sorry, no offense men, but here also the mothers have to work. Right, so here, so that is called sarcastic. So if you want to set your sarcastic tone, just read Twinkle Khanna, okay? And funny would be what?
Just plain happy something.
Like some maybe some positive humor, adding some
Positive humor. Dengue has turned my face into a face of 18 years old again. Right, so I have these mosquito bites all over my faces and I look like 18 years old.
Yes.
Right, it makes dengue bites has turned me into a teenager yet again through my face. So that's funny. So you can just use the sarcastic tone or the funny tone. You can use the formal, you can choose the informal tone. You can use a serious and you can use a sad tone. There's a difference between the two. Okay, and then you can perhaps use the neutral tone. It doesn't have anything, right? So neutral or a happy tone. So whenever you are using sarcastic and funny tone, here you have to be careful about choosing the words, right? So lame jokes on women is not sarcastic, let me tell you. Okay, so circulated on WhatsApp, they are not sarcastic or funny at all. So lame jokes on men as well as not sarcastic and funny as well. So there's nothing, that's sexism. That's not funny.
Might get us in trouble.
Yeah, it can get you in trouble. So please don't post any lame jokes about men or women or stereotyping, or there are feminists out there who are ready to pounce on you the moment you post something. Okay. So please be careful. Okay, so this is how you will take it up. Now these are the types of tones that you have to understand. How do you establish your tones? Any questions? No smoking. Yes, Reshma.
Ma'am, whenever I try to write,
Ma'am, I have a doubt in the capitalization into
one,
headings and transition.
One minute, Dhanshri. Reshma was speaking. Let her complete. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
whenever I try to write something, it always comes as something creative, not a formal kind of thing. So how can we, do I
Something
really have to work
creative.
on it, or
Okay, just post something that you have written creative and then I will change it to formal.
okay.
Right? Because I will only be able to show you how you can use it with an example only. No? So what you have written creative, just post it in the chat box if you're okay. And then I will change it into formal. Okay, yes, Dhanashri.
Yes, ma'am, the capitalization for headings and subheadings.
Yeah.
So I'm not like exactly clear about the same thing, like what should be the capital and about the bold thing for the headings.
So for the headings, how am I writing this? These are actually the headings. How am I writing this? Types of
Yeah.
tones. Off
Yeah,
is
they're bold.
capitalized?
Yeah.
No. Off is capitalized? No.
No.
So off is a transition word, not
Okay.
capitalized.
Okay. Yeah.
So any
Okay.
of the transition words are not to be capitalized,
Okay.
right? Grammar skills. See, here everything is capitalized. See, sentence variation. See, even when I am teaching, I find myself so methodical, right? This is not about practicing. This is about making it a habit. See, everywhere.
Yes.
See, I will not, the, of, by, these are not to be capitalized. The transition words are not to be capitalized. Rest everything will be capitalized. Okay, in headings, and will it will be in bold in the same font. Where to use italics?
Oh.
A few of you have used the italics as well. Where to use the italics?
I have used like in the English content where there were Hindi words.
Yes.
So I used here.
Yeah, so where there are Hindi words, you can use italics there, right? But if you use supposedly in a 500 word, there is something every now and then coming into italics. It is breaking the visual consistency. Yeah. Right? So you have to do it in a way that it doesn't break the visual consistency. You can add the glossary or the citations in the end to give the meaning. Whenever you are using a Hindi word, give the glossary as well. That's important. Okay, fine, clear? Yeah, everybody is clear with the tones? Get to the chat boxes. Yes, go on. Let's just say no smoking, simple warning. I will write it at a government office. But if you are my guest in a 5-star hotel, will I write it?
No.
tone really depends on who your target audience is.
Please.
How would you write it if it is in a 5-star hotel? So in a hotel and in the airline, you are always the guest. Thank you.
Thank you.
No
We will
smoking,
use
please.
smoking.
No
Please
smoking.
prohibited.
Please.
Thank you for not smoking, maybe.
Supposedly you are now writing it for a 5-star hotel. You know, you are a guest here. You're a guest. You have to be polite. Thank you for not smoking. Smoking is banned, not in a 5-star hotel. Never. No. This is fine. Yeah, don't harm your lungs. Okay.
Ma'am,
All right.
smoking is prohibited here. I wrote it.
That's again authoritative. Smoking is injurious. When you write in caps, it feels like you are shouting to the reader, right? Thank you for caring us and others. Yes. It's a smoke-free hotel. It will not be a smoking free, it's a smoke-free hotel. Okay.
Ma'am, I wanted to write this is, but it skipped. I think I didn't pay attention to the.
Yeah, no issues, but then the idea is fine. Smoking is injurious to health. Indeed. Do you not see the signs?
Yeah.
Nobody thought of it.
Cigarette will be made and
Yeah.
yes.
Not necessary that you have to write words to communicate every time.
I'm generally the symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's called symbolic content. Right? That also sets the tone right. You can use a lot of symbols to communicate with your reader. Right? Why would you use an emoji? What is an emoji at the first place? And why the emojis were invented?
Symbols and maybe to express more clearly without words.
Okay. What else?
Emotion that words can't describe.
Exactly. Emojis are emotions or expressions that words actually cannot describe. However, the words can also describe, but it is like, you know, when was the first emoji created? 1999. Okay, the first emoji was created in 1999. Okay, so emoji is usually created to express the emotions better, right? If you are able to express your emotions better, if you're not able to express your emotions better, you can express it with emojis or what you call the emoticons. Emote icons. Emojis were earlier emote icons. Okay, so these are called emoticons. Okay, and it was invented in 1999. First time it was adopted by MS Office, because when you write 2 dots and a smiley, it will turn it into a smiley. Okay, so that's called the emoji. So at times that is called symbolic content. So you can use symbols as well, okay, to set your tone right. Okay, so in a 5-star hotel, you will write it as thank you for not smoking. But this, you know, you will simply put a sign, or you can write be care for you and others and simply put the sign, right? So in 5-star hotel, you have to be polite. So especially when you are doing it, writing it. So no smoking will be authoritative. Okay, smoking prohibited, again authoritative. It's a negative tone. Okay, so you have to set your tone right. You will never use it. The tone is also important when it comes to your target audience. Who is your target audience? You will set the tone that way. Okay, understood? Clear about tones? All right. So when you are clear about tones, let's just say writing styles. How many writing styles are there? How many types of writing styles are there? Writing style does also help you set your tone. Right. So writing styles are adopted when you are trying to set your tone and trying to write a certain content in a certain manner. So there are primarily 4 types of writing styles: expository, persuasive, narrative, descriptive. These are 4 types of writing styles that are prevalent in content. Now, when you are trying to explain how to cook mutton biryani, what writing style will you use?
Narrative.
Narrative.
Descriptive.
Descriptive. What you are trying to do?
Give the recipe.
Describe the recipe.
You tell the procedure.
Okay, so you buy a new product, you buy a new iPhone, right? So, okay, let me tell you what I have been using. So buy a new phone on Android. I don't use iPhone. I find it difficult to tune into my laptop, right? So that is why I use an Android. So you have bought a new OnePlus phone, right? So you get your user manual. These days, user manual comes in a soft copy. It tells you add your Google account, insert the SIM card, connect with Wi-Fi. What is that?
Instructions.
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 Okay, is it not explaining you how to use the phone?
Descriptive.
Yeah.
Is it not explaining you how to use the phone?
Yes.
Yes.
It is indeed. So when you are whatever I am telling you about the writing styles, am I not explaining it to you?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
That is what writing style is. So when you are explaining something, you always use expository writing style. Okay, so when I say that how to write content, or when I say that how to write good quality content, what does it mean? I am trying to explain something. All the how-to articles are written in expository writing styles. All the user manuals are written in expository writing style, right? All the recipes are written in expository writing style. Anything that allows you to explain something, or that where you are explaining something to the reader, it is written in expository writing style. Most of the academic content is written in expository writing style. Okay, so that is called expository writing style. Coming on to persuasive. So when you went to Google and checked about the Henry Having or content writing courses online, most of the courses would have said WhatsApp, sign up. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
WhatsApp, sign up, no more, register now, all of that. Yes or no? It did.
Discount. Yeah.
Yeah, it did say all of that. So what happened? So expository writing style. So what it did, they actually persuaded you in action. So if you sign up, you actually take an action. Yes. And who is favored? The website owner. They will get the money. Right. So that is called persuasive writing style. Most of the sales and marketing content is written in a persuasive writing style with a CTA. What is CTA? Right, call to action is CTA. CTA means that I will add a button in my content, learn more, buy now, sign up, register now, few seats left, grab your spot now, get the discount now, call now. All of these are call to actions. Right, you will take, I am persuading the reader to take an action in my favor. Right, narrative, Battle of Panipat. What do you do? So
Narrate the story.
you are narrating the story.
Narrate the story.
So Padmavat, written by Padmavat is based on
The story of Rani Padmavati.
story of Rani Padmavati. But who is the writer of Padmavat?
Sanjay
Huh?
No.
Who is the actual writer of Padmavat? It's actually poetry, right? You don't know? Okay. So it's Malik Muhammad Jaisi, who's a great poet who wrote about Padmavat, right? So it's a poetry, and it is said that Padmavati was not actually an alive Rani, right? She is only the imagination of Malik Muhammad Jaisi. She was not the real person. It is only considered that she may be in the imagination of Malik Muhammad Jaisi. So it's based on the poetry of written by Malik Muhammad Jaisi. A lot of information I have to share with you in daily. So that is the power of reading. Because I read a lot, I get to know all this information. Right. So that's, try to learn something in anything. You're going for a movie, do some research work. So anybody who knows about Bajirao, everybody has seen Bajirao Mastani. Ah, what wonderful movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everybody has seen Bajirao Mastani?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So anybody did a research? Who's Bajirao? Who's Mastani? Where is Shaniwar Wala?
Pune.
No one.
Pune.
Yeah, Vaishali, you're trying to say
That is
something.
in Pune.
Pune, ma'am, it's in Pune, I guess. The Shaniwar
Okay.
Wala. Yeah.
Pune, yes. Where is Shaniwar Wala? And it is considered to be haunted.
Yes, ma'am. After
It is
6 p.m., the entry is banned over there.
Yeah, after 6 p.m. It is considered to be haunted because Mastani and her son was brutally killed in Shaniwar Wada, right? So it is considered to be haunted. So the entire story of, before I go and watch a movie like this, historical movie like Tanaji or Bajirao Mastani or Padma, I prefer reading the history first. So I think you can also do it. It's always good to, unless you are not interested in history, if it is not your taste. But let me just tell you, it is indeed wonderful, right? It is indeed wonderful to read about Indian history. That you can pick up the books from BBC or British Broadcast Services or British Library. If you want to read about Indian history, pick it up from British Library. Don't pick up Indian authors, because they have tweaked it. Okay, so Indian authors have tweaked it. Original history you will find in British Library. Okay, so what we have read in schools, it's not even 50% of the Indian history that we have read. Okay, fine. So coming on to the next part, which is what we were learning about. Yes, persuasive writing style. So most of the time when you have to persuade your reader to a level that he takes an action in your favor, you will write it in persuasive writing style. Okay, now coming on to the narrative. Anything that has happened and you narrate it. Anything that has happened, news stories. Something has happened already and you are narrating it. You lost at Disneyland and you are narrating your ordeal, right? You encountered a crime, and while the FIR, what you are doing, God forbid, this should never happen with everyone, but you encountered a crime and you are at the police station lodging your FIR. What are you doing? You are narrating the incident. The FIR is always written in narrative writing style. Okay, so every content that has that something has already happened and you are narrating it to an extent to someone, it will become a narrative writing style. News stories, you can add your opinion.